Okay, so what's the deal with Haleiwa? Aloha and welcome back to part 5 of our Circle Island Adventure series, taking you out of Waikiki, around the island, and back with all of our most recommended things to do along the way. Today's video is all about Haleiwa town in central Oahu, but if you want to go back to the start of this series, check the first video link in the description. Okay, so modern day Haleiwa town really gets up and going just a few years after the 1893 overthrow of the Kingdom of Hawaii. See, around that time, a man named Dillingham was constructing a railroad, mostly to service sugar plantations that would eventually go from Honolulu all the way around to Kahuku. In addition to rail access, Haleiwa is also the focal point for a lot of the North Shore watershed and had decent access for shipping, which made it an industrial center for North Shore agriculture and sugar production. By the way, if you like trains, you can actually ride what's left of the old railroad. We made a video on that too. These days, Haleiwa is more like the home of North Shore surf culture and a pit stop for visitors to shop and eat while spending a day on the North Shore. But before we get into that, let's talk about the drive. Haleiwa town is a major stop for visitors, and that typically means lots of traffic and not enough parking. So be early, be patient, and be nice out there. Don't like cut people off or clog up traffic while you're waiting for a parking spot. Okay, so we're probably gonna make a whole video at some point about why street names are mostly useless for navigating, but this is a really great example. If you are coming from East Oahu, you will have been traveling on Highway 83, aka Kam Highway, but Highway 83 bypasses Haleiwa while Kam Highway goes into Haleiwa. And on the other side of town, Kam Highway turns back into Kam Highway, but now it's also Highway 99. Meanwhile, they call this little section of Highway 83 Joseph P, even though just a minute ago it was Kam Highway. Anyway, most people get around here by landmarks, so these are the ones you should know. Driving down the highway from the east side, you will see this sign. It's super popular for photos, but there's actually two of these, a boy and a girl on either side of the intersection, and they even have their own origin story. Anyways, turn right, drive past the beach park with the basketball courts, and you will see bridge number 604. I think most people call it the Rainbow Bridge or the Haleiwa Bridge, sometimes the Honolulu Bridge because it goes over the Honolulu stream. If you take your first right after crossing the bridge, you'll find the boat harbor and another beach park. But if you stay on the main road, everything south of the bridge is pretty much the main strip where you'll find most of the shops and restaurants. South of all of that, you'll run into the big roundabout with the weird stop sign placement. This is a great place to turn around and go back into town, or turn off and continue on to the Dole Plantation and Wahiawa. If you like to kayak or stand-up paddle, Haleiwa is actually pretty good for that. We rent out inflatable stand-up paddle boards that make a good portable option. The Honolulu stream right under the bridge and the harbor area that it dumps out into is actually a really popular place for this, as well as the beach park over by the basketball courts as long as the surf is down. We did try and make a video on that, but due to some technical difficulties,
Kaz is going to be a little upset with me. I forgot the microphone and the GoPro in a bag sitting on the counter.
We're gonna have to go back and reshoot it. But generally, park here along the road, find a sandy entry, and the stream is only navigable for a short distance, so most people just kind of go up and down it. Okay, so Haleiwa is not super walkable or bike friendly, and the shops that do have parking normally won't let you park and just roam the town. But the main strip is only about a mile long, so if that's what you want to do, try and grab some street parking. There's not a lot of it, so I think most people just hop around from one cluster of shops to another. It's all high turnover parking, so just keep driving around and something should pop up. The Haleiwa store lots is a really popular area featured in our video on shave ice. There's too many shops to list here, but check it out. They've got decent parking around back, but it fills up very fast. Lots more shopping down the main road all the way up until you get to this shopping center where most of the art galleries seem to be. This little cluster of shops has decent parking too. There's a little gap once you get past Farm to Barn, and you start to see more shops again when you get near the food truck spot over by the intersection with the McDonald's. You have to pay for parking here, and don't be surprised if it's closed for a few minutes because the lot is full. Normally, if you circle the town once or twice, by the time you get back, there should be spots open. And that's about it for Haleiwa town. If you want to take a quick detour, you can stop over at the old Waialua sugar mill. All of the old mill facilities have been repurposed into a shopping center, which we don't have a video on, but we did cover the weekly farmers market that sets up over there. Aside from Kind Point Trail and skydiving, there's actually not much tourist activity west of Haleiwa town, so we'll be moving on to Wahiawa and central Oahu. The Dole Plantation is a really big draw, but we haven't done that one yet. Anyways, as you drive through this area, you'll have pineapple fields on both sides of the road, and south of that you'll find Green World Coffee Farm, where you can actually get out and take pictures with some of the coffee trees. You can either go around Wahiawa or through it. The main road through the town also has a bunch of small shops and restaurants. You can also stop at the Wahiawa Botanical Garden. The next town south is Mililani. It's got a lot of the big stores like Walmart and Costco. From there, you're pretty close to the Waikiki Outlet Mall, and from here, most visitors will probably just be going straight back to Waikiki. That would complete the circle that we started in part 1 of this series, and this is the circle that most visitors do. It's almost always some variation of this route, and this is what we recommend for people who want to drive the island in a day. But what about the west side? That is going to be the subject of the next and final video of this series. That video will pop up here on this end screen once it's live. Until then, check out this video, handpicked for you by the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to see more videos like this, like and subscribe.